Hello everyone, and I thought today I'd reply to a comment from the Armed Exile. I believe I'm saying that correctly, so correct me if I'm wrong. He asked me, how is a gun deactivated, or is there more to a deactivated gun besides from the bolt head getting cut off? Well, let's go over that, shall we? So we'll start off with old spec, new spec, EU spec. As we're doing chronological order, the specs came in. Slings in the way. This is an old spec, Leonvid. So, old spec. What does that mean? Well, most of the parts are still functional, and the gun has been deactivated less. So, like, you can still put it around the breech, but there is a rod of steel in the barrel. So the gun will still, most of the parts will still function, so safety will still work. The bolt, that will still function. It can still cock and dry fire. The bolt is also removable, so it's strippable. So, but anyways, another way that he's been deactivated is by, let's see if I can do it. Let's just see, there we go. The firing pin gets ground off as well. This can be a bit of a pain to put back together now. God damn you. I'm going to put that camera down just for a moment. You can hear me struggle. There we go. The bolt is back together. Something else I has also done. This is converted to a new spec. We've got a steel pin in the chamber, in the breech, so you can't put a round in there. It's something I will explain on new spec. DX is the magazine as well. So, but other than that, old spec, everything still functions. You'll be able to strip it. What that means is you'll be able to take it down fully without having to mess around with the deactivation process. Guess we'll go to new spec, which new spec is this. Mauser, new spec. So like always, the bolt has been ground off, the firing pin has also been ground off. So everything will still function like an old spec, so safety still function. And then fire. Once again, they got a steel rod in the barrel and a steel pin in the breech. I've shown the pin before. The magazine will still work, but other than that, still good. When we get to EU spec, it's a complete different story. Oh God. Okay. PPS trying to take my carpet again. Not allowing that. So, this is an EU spec weapon, so the stock will fold, the trigger will function, safety, magazine will eject. They've cut the magazine so you can't put genuine mags inside and feed any rounds in. The bolt, it's a dummy steel bolt, that's what some of them will do. With EU spec you won't be able to cock dry fire. With this you just bring it back, you just bring the bolt back and it will just fling forwards. But this is EU spec is better than buying a old spec because it's cheaper. Like I did mention, there is a new spec. This is new spec. That's old spec converted to new spec. new spec is where they pretty much just new to the gun entirely. So what I mean is, say bolt actions, they will still function. I've seen this with Lee Enfields as well. You can't even take the bolt out and the magazine will be cut. And it's just, why do you do this? Why? I honestly hate it when people have to do that. They cut the magazine. I get it to not feed rounds, but still. It makes it more harder for a criminal to reactivate it. But makes sense though, because you don't want a criminal swapping out a deactivated bolt for a live one. So I can swap out this deactivated bolt for a live bolt, but it wouldn't really make any difference. So yeah, that's the different ways they've been deactivated. Oh wait, I can show you the plug on this one. There's that plug. That's in all of them. And of course, the barrel has been cut and there's a weld down there. But yeah, that's the different ways that they've been deactivated, so thanks for watching.